What's the worst case of rich kid syndrome you've seen? Went to a destination wedding in Mexico resort. Rich kids rented a golf cart, tore through the streets and flipped the cart, injuring people and causing a huge commotion and traffic jam. A Mexican lady comes out and begins to scold them for their behavior. You wouldn't act this way at home. Rich kids responds, I promise you we do. It was the earnestness of his reply that got me. Edit. He really believed he was placating her with that response. There's gotta be a German word for something being funny, because the other party is aloof to their own behavior. Worked with this kid, who was a good kid, but completely disconnected from financial reality for most people. He'd just moved out west from another state, and was trying to get on like a normal adult. He went to buy a new car and was shocked that they couldn't just bill his dad for it, since they didn't know him. He ordered a bottle of wine at a restaurant and the sommelier said certainly. Then the sommelier whispered, just for your knowledge, sir, the bottle is $700. He looked straight at him and asked, is that a lot? The sommelier honestly didn't know how to answer. Good kid, and he got a lot better, but he just didn't know. Once he casually told his mom he needed some help with bills, and she deposited $20,000 into his account. Hey ma'am, I need a new cell phone, $1 million, got it. A guy looked at my $2,000 Beta car in college, and commented that it must have been really cheap, and guessed $15,000. Edit. For anyone curious, it was a Kia Rio 2005, with 120k miles on it. Lol, I'd have offered to sell it to him as a demolition car or something for that price. Stonks. It's a banana. How much could it cost? $10? I worked at a Starbucks and we hired a new guy, who I was training. At one point, I had to show him how to clean the restrooms. I grabbed the bleach and hand him a pair of gloves, and he looks at me in disgust and says, we don't have maid to clean the bathrooms. He quit the next day. Lol. Bitch, you are the maid. Lol. In high school, a kid was bragging that he got in his third fender bender in his old car, 3 years old, that his parents gave him but he hated, so his parents were buying him an entirely new, current year, car, to incentivize him to drive better. Hey son, you wrecked your new car? Well, fine. We're getting you a new one, hoping you'll drive better. Genius. Went to HS with this insufferably spoiled kid. Family had a couch in their home's elevator. And classical European sculpture. This was in the US. Kid talked down to about the less fortunate on a regular basis. Once made fun of me for picking a coin up off the ground. Depression era mentality, see a penny, pick it up. Then all day you'll have good luck. Richie rich mentality, see a penny, let it be. Who knows who touched it but for me? My fraternity brother's monthly allowance of $2,000 was cancelled from his parents because he made a few F's. He then called his aunt for a separate allowance, $2,000 a month. Fuck. I wonder how my life would be different now if I'd had that kind of allowance when I was younger. I hope I'd have saved it, but I likely wouldn't have if I was in a position to be getting it. I'd be dead from drugs. I knew a girl whose allowance was $90 a day. She got into trouble, so they cut it to $90 a week. How old was she? Assuming this was high school, how did she manage to spend $30k a year? She was teenager. She lived in Manhattan, so that explains a bit. XOXO Gossip Girl. Why $90? Why not make it $100? Why is this the one that's bothering me the most? So that she doesn't end up being raised spoiled up. Friend got a theater with an arcade built over their family's 12-car garage. Parents didn't want the 5-year-old sister to be jealous, so they hired an architect to design and built her a fully functioning playhouse with a bathroom, and bedroom. Just the tip of the iceberg with this family though. Who the fuck has a 12-car garage? 21 Savage. Do remember though, he only has 6 cars. 42 Savage. One girl from my high school got breast implants for her 18th birthday. Her mom joined her as a mother-daughter bonding activity, followed by the daughter getting a brand new $90,000 Mercedes as a high school graduation. I think I saw that movie. And then the daughter's boyfriend comes over, right? Guy buys $500 headphones from a vending machine, cause he lost his old pair. Like who buys from a fucking tech vending machine impulsively, till there are countries where tech vending machines are a thing. Airports, my dude. Airports. Many us airports have them, aimed at business travelers who value convenience. Knew this one guy at my college who didn't understand why everybody is so worked up about student loans. I remember him saying something along the lines of, "Why don't people just pay the tuition up front?" He was also quite sheltered. Just stop being poor, God. Well boys, we did it. Poverty is no more. Someone's sister got $600 shoes, so the parents got the other kid shoes of the same price to stop their complaining. Edit, it was a birthday present for the first kid. I should have said that. Holy crap. Somehow this is the one that got me. I mean, this is a common problem for any family. One kid gets one thing, and the other sibling throws a tantrum, because they also want that thing. Only difference being that it's usually cheap shit instead of $600 shoes. Young celebrity posts a pic of a house they just bought. That house isn't that nice. My cousin's house is way nicer. My cousins live in a mansion in Tampa, Florida. It always rocks their world when they visit my studio apartment in a Miami ghetto and use my 3 Mbps internet. Rich relatives doesn't mean you're rich too. A mansion in Tampa? I just thought there were strip clubs there. Excuse you, we also have Cuban sandwiches. Tampa Bay is where all the rich fuckers go to retire. Source, from Tampa Bay. This girl would always brag about how she's been to every continent, except Antarctica, and that she's visited so many countries. Then she wondered why people called her the rich kid, and insisted she wasn't rich. Lots of rich people deny it. They don't want to feel bad about their money, so they convince themselves they're middle class. She was probably just parroting her parents. To be fair, I am in no way rich, yet I've been to every continent, except Antarctica, and dozens of countries. You just need to get a job on a cruise ship. Low pay, long stressful hours, but perks like that. Why don't you just get a pass to Disney and Universal? The people at my school TBH cannot fathom having multiple spiders in their house in a week. Well, obviously you need to release spiders in their homes. With a solo cup and dustpan. Wait, what does having spiders in your house have to do with having money? A 12-year-old family friend got an iPhone XS for his birthday, then deliberately shattered his iPhone 8. I saw a 7-year-old daughter having iPhone XS with Dior ostrich skin cover. The cover was more expensive than the phone. Mommy got it for her birthday. The Nintendo DS just came out. It was like $150, and my family lived in a cramped 1-bedroom apartment and drove a 20-year-old car that was always breaking down. We ate those cheap bags of Walmart beans and rice for months at one point. I expressed the desire to own one after my friend said he had one, and I got, "Why can't your parents just buy you one?" I don't get it. It's dirt cheap. He didn't want to be my friend after that anymore. Literally avoided me and made fun of me for the rest of the year behind my back. I'm still salty about it. Maybe not rich kid syndrome, but middle class kid syndrome. Fuck that kid. That's just rude, man. We couldn't get me one till like the 3DS was already out, lol. My friends never cared about us not having money because they were the same way. Mayo. It's been 10 years and I still can't afford a 3DS. A dream broner, a boxer, though he was not born rich, but became rich in his 20s. If you are not going by what Felix Dennis considers rich. He was supposed to be the next boxing superstar, but was beaten badly and exposed. He put out a video of him in line at Walmart. He paid with a $100 bill, and threw the change on the ground, saying, he is up and only deals in 100s. This is a man who had 7 children by 8 women at 23. 6 years ago, and who knows how many now. He had to settle a $1 million jewelry debt earlier this year. 8 children by 7 women. Diego Maradona, hold my cocaine. 8 children by 7 women. Genghis Khan, hold my horses. One of my college classmates wrecked his Range Rover over winter break, and came back in an Aston Martin. In college I wrecked my 1998 Toyota, and came back in a 1998 Toyota, with the front bumper missing. Not so bad if you went to college in 1999. Haha, good point. This was in 2015, so it was pretty used by then.